Gabi. You didn't read or you didn't see it. Some of you listen to the audio. So when he said it, you didn't hear. Read the thing. Now, your English is not even good to go and listen to audio. And this guy closed his teeth, talking, you know. You know, so the curse was reversed. God reversed the curse. But until then, the earth was not producing anything for man. When you farm, nothing comes out. You get nothing from it. Completely nothing. Absolutely nothing from it. So Adam really, really had to work so hard. And the effect of the curse was, you know, from today, from that time onwards, all the days of man will now be in sorrow and in pain. They are not going to take anything easy at all. And the journey started from there. God sacked them out of the garden. Now I'll start narrating. God sacked them out of the garden, and now they will have to go and seek their own food and work for their own living. And it wasn't good at all. Let's see, is there any other thing to talk about in Genesis 3? So carry this curse in mind and we journey through. All right, forget about Christ coming today. Follow what we are teaching, okay? So you really get a picture of what happened and the need for Christ to come. You see, because many people don't know what happened, they don't see the importance of Christ. They just thought, oh, Christ just decided to come out of nothing. So you see, the work that Christ did for them, they can't see the intensity of it because they don't know exactly what happened. So somebody can even decide Muhammad can be a Messiah because the guy didn't know what happened. That is the reason for this class, to reveal to you what happened. The moment you get what happened, you will see the importance of Christ in any man's life. But until you have that revelation of what happened, you will never see the importance of Christ. You'll always be going to church. You may even know all these scriptures, quote everything. The importance of Christ will never dawn on your spirit until you know what happened. This has never dawned on the Jews, so they never saw a need for a Messiah. Even till today, they don't see anything wrong with Adam eating fruit, like many people even see today. It's after all, if you say I shouldn't eat and I eat it, what is too bad about it? Verse 19, in the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread till. Bread here is not talking about nyemba, it's talking about food. Okay, once thou shalt eat bread, so early morning bread, you know. It's like, you know, you hear the father say, the way I swear to put this bread on the table for you guys, and you are not respecting me in this house. It's not talking about bread like me about. It's talking about food. It's just food, right? So thou return unto the ground. Adam will return to the ground. It means death has set in. Adam, it's now possible for Adam to die. Death has set in. For out of it thou was taken, for thus thou art, and thus thou shalt return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve. You see, let me help here. They ate the fruit. Satan said they will not surely die. God said they will surely die. Satan said they will not surely die. So they ate the fruit, and well, I think they only noticed few things at the moment. Adam and Eve only noticed they were naked. That was the only changes they saw. So they might have even concluded, well, like Satan said, it's not really too bad. But it was more than that. Number one, when they ate the fruit, they died. They died spiritually. Which we talk about what happened to the human spirit. That is why when you give your life to Christ, it is the spirit that is saved, because it was the spirit that died, which is a loss of contact with God's spirit or with God's presence. So man died. The spirit could not perform the function for which it was created. Man could not contact God. Man could not contain God. Man could not receive from God. Now the heart, the state of man's heart has become evil. That is the death God was talking about, that they will die. Not only that, number two, he started dying. That is number two. Some of you are not making note. The way you are looking at me. I said number one, when he ate the fruit, number one, he died. Number two, he started dying. That means every day of Adam's living, he was moving towards decay. He was dying. Adam was becoming worse every day. Now he's aging. There is wrinkles on the body now. He's old. Adam is growing weak. There are certain things he cannot do anymore. Now his organs wouldn't function well like they used to. He's dying. And Adam and his seed, the human race, was becoming more and more wicked. They are all the dying we are talking about. So 40 days after Adam was sacked from the garden, he became worse than the first day he left the garden. So day in, day out, man was becoming worse in character, in everything. And then he was losing his strength. Physically, he was losing his strength. So Adam started dying. Even till today, the death is ongoing. Till today, the death is ongoing in the human body. So, the Bible talks about the end time. Men will be wicked like never before. And we can see it today. Wickedness is increasing. Evil is increasing. Until it will get to a point when the human race will come to an end. But from Adam until the end time, man is increasingly wicked. And it will keep happening. It got to a time God couldn't take it. From Adam till Noah, it got to a time God just couldn't take the wickedness. It was just too much for God to bear. It was too much. So he cleared that race, want to start it again, knowing very well it will come back again. But you see, he has to at least end that one to start another one. But knowing very well. So it's as a result of the ongoing death. And there is that death in everything. Give everything time, it will decay. Including situations. Give it time, it will die. Everything, there is death in everything. It will die. It's just a matter of time. Every news, bad news you hear about, please, people, just give it time. It will pass away. It will pass away. The ongoing death. And then finally, he died. He finally died, which is his human body now died, and they have to bury Adam. Adam lived very close to Noah's flood. Adam died is it even up to a year before the flood. He lived very long. Very, very long. Amazing. Amazing. So he finally died. Now his physical body died. And the seed will pass through his children. They will have to experience the same thing. So every child is born, number one, dead. Number two, dying. And number three, will die. The same routine process will keep going. So when the person is born, number one, he is born dead. He's dead. Number two, the moment he is born into the world, he started dying. Actually, from the womb, he's even started dying from there. So he will get to a point and will finally die again. So this is what is ongoing. Please take your mind from we are born again, all right? I want you to follow the story so you can know what happened. You know, some of you, I can see you are calculating, oh, but now that we are born again, what about that? The same thing is happening. All right. So, and verse 22, 21, God made a cloth for him, and 22, and the Lord God said, behold, who should behold? God is saying, behold, look. Who is he talking about? Well, he said, behold, man is become as one of us to know good and evil. It means, look, God, we can define for ourselves what is good and what is evil. Now, man he has also decided to define for himself what is good and what is evil. So now he has the same power as we have. Everybody now define what is good and what is evil for himself. So now let's sack man out of the garden before he eat of the tree of life and live forever. And the reason is man, God has to make man to die. God actually subjected man to death for a reason, for his salvation's sake. Because you see, the only way man could die, the only way man could be saved has to be through death. So if there is no death, man cannot be saved. So God subjected Adam and the whole of creation, everything into death. He subjected everything to decay. Maybe let's switch a bit. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. Let's go to Romans chapter 8 and verse 20. So we look at something there and we quickly come back. I didn't really want to be doing this, like matching it for you, but let's look at this one. Verse 20. Are you there? Romans 8:20. For the creature is talking about creation, everything else, including man, all right? For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but the reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. You know, people say this Adam is talking about Adam who subject. No, Adam didn't subject the creation in hope, but there is hope here. There is hope for salvation. So God subjected the creature into vanity, into decay, and the reason is so that he can create hope for the salvation. Now man is saved, but the creation is not saved. All right, even man is only the spirit that is saved. The soul is not saved and the body is not saved. And that will happen. God will completely save man. Even the body of man, God will save that. But not now. As at now, if you are born again, it is only the spirit that is saved. Your soul is ongoing, is going through salvation. But your body is not saved and it's never going to be saved till you die. So you still have this struggle between your body and your spirit in you, even though the spirit is saved. But the body will be saved later. And even the creature, the creation, everything will be saved. Let's read on in hope, verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the creation grown. You see, this gives a clear picture of what happens. Look at what the creation is doing. The creation, for the whole creation, groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. He's talking about from Adam till now. The creation is groaning. You know what it means to groan? When people are dying, they groan. That struggle within you for your spirit to come out of you. Groaning. It is like you are feeling extreme pain, discomfort in your body. And the Bible is saying this is not happening to man alone. You know, if you read on Paul talking about that, is happening to man as well. That we groan to leave this physical body. We want to leave this physical body. We groan within us. I don't know, you know, some people, they so love the earth, they are so enjoying here that they don't even want to die. But you see, if you have tasted the heavenly, you know, life, the groan to leave this physical body begins to happen in you. You just feel like, when are we living here? When are we living here? You know, when you die, that is when you will notice that all this while, you were really in pain in your body. You will never know it until you die. The freedom of coming out of this body, this corruption, the freedom of coming out of it, the joy of coming out of it. No, look at it yourself. Verse 21, because the creature itself also shall be delivered. So he's talking about everything will be delivered. Because from Adam, when God pronounced the curses, everything else was subjected to vanity. That is why everything dies. All right? Everything dies. There is decay in everything. And God did that for the reason to give hope to the creature. And then he will have the opportunity to deliver man and the creature from the bondage of corruption. So we are waiting for that day. And then the Bible said this will happen. The creature will be delivered into the liberty of the children of God. That means we have a liberty. Maybe we should read this a little on, right? Let's read it a little on. 21 again, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. 22, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travail in pain together until now. 23, and not only they, now Paul is saying it's not only the creature, but ourselves also. You know, like I said before, many people don't experience this. People really feel comfortable in their body. They love here. They love here. They don't want to die. They don't even want to live. But he said it is not only the creature that is travailing in their body, but we ourselves also. You see, if you have been born again and you have been having a good prayer life, a good worship life, a good fellowship with the Spirit of God, then you will understand this. But until then, you will not. Because you have to have a taste of the heavenly life before you can know that the earthly life is actually, there is a pain and travail in your body. Praise God. Verse 23, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruit of the Spirit, even we ourselves, grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. You see, Paul is not talking about waiting for our salvation. Are we saying he's talking about our body? Because the Spirit is saved already. So he's talking about the redemption of our body. Because the body is not, that is a struggle. That is the reason for sleepy, for feeling sleepy, reason for hunger, reason for thirsty, reason for tiredness, reason for sickness, because the body is not saved. So now we have a saved spirit living in an unsaved body. That is Paul talked about there is a struggle between the body and the spirit. The body desire earthly things, decay, things that are decayed, dead things. The body desire those things. The spirit desire heavenly things. And there is strife between the spirit and the body. Whichever gain mastery is where your salvation will go. If your body gain mastery, you will perish. If your spirit gain mastery, you will have salvation, you will be saved. But you see, what is happening is not for joke. Look at, even when God will save man, it has to go through process. God, it just can't happen one day. It has to go through process. So, sometimes God gives you a word to follow. If you don't follow it, he can't do anything. Because remember, these principles are at work in you. The body war against your spirit. That's how Paul put it, war. He didn't say quarrel. It will still be good. But war. Left to your body alone, you would just like to lie down on the bed, Even work, you wouldn't like to go. You would like to eat oily food, like sugary food. Those are the desire of the tongue. You want it sweet. So the moment the tongue will taste it good, whatever problem is going to give to the body, the tongue doesn't care. But the tongue just wants to taste the sweet at a moment. What happens within the body, the tongue doesn't care. So if you follow your tongue, the taste of your tongue, you are going to destroy your body. Because when the food is nicely fried, it is even nice to the eyes. And you would like to eat those type of foods. You know, sugary foods are better. But you see, all those things, they bring trouble. But as selfish as the human body is, I don't care. I don't care. Talk about sex, the same thing. The little desire for a moment, whatever will happen to the body afterwards, we don't care. We want the now, you know, the now sweetness, the now feeling, now. But what happens after, you don't care. The body doesn't care. And that is the same for every part of the body. That decay is harbored in the body. And the spirit has the otherwise. So there is this war between, you know, there is this war. And this is not the type of war you pray and say, oh Lord, subject my body. No. But Jesus said, he who overcome. You don't overcome by lying down. He who overcome is the one he will give reward. So as your body war against your spirit, and your spirit war against the body, you are your spirit if you overcome the body. And the Bible taught us how to do it. Oh, thank God for the scriptures. The Bible taught us how to do it. How to help your spirit to win. Is there any other verse we can look at? You know, Romans 8 is a place you come and you don't want to go back anywhere else. Verse 23, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruit. First fruit is talking about, you know, man is the first fruit. Man is the first to be saved from God's creation. All right, after the fall, man is the first to be saved. All right, man is the first, but all the other creation will be saved later. But man is the first. That's why you call it. We who have the first fruit. As at now, it's only the spirit of man that is saved. Everything else is still under, you know, the decay. The first fruit of the spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to wit, the redemption of our body. 24, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope, for what a man seeth, why does he yet hope for it? But if we hope, now, let's look at verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. For we know not how to pray. Okay, let's go back to Genesis. Switch back to Genesis. So this is what happened. The whole thing and everything is subjected to decay now. The ground is cursed, the human race is cursed, and everything is just ongoing. Distraction everywhere. So let me continue, use the remaining 30 minutes to do a few work here. We jump into Genesis 4. So from there, man is out from the garden. Adam knew Eve, and they gave birth. Cain and Abel were not twins. They were not twins. Like people, you know, think some people feel they were twins. They were not twins. So Cain and Abel gave birth, only to realize that I told you at their birth, the children inherited two major features, which are
the same nature and the features.
It is the same nature and the features of your look, the image. All right, the children inherited that, so they came into the scene. And life still continued the way it used to be. Now they have children. They are excited to see their own seed. They've given birth, and they were so happy. So you know, one day God came down and asked for these guys to bring sacrifice to him. And Bible said Cain was a crop farmer and Abel was an animal farmer. And they were supposed to sacrifice to the Lord. You know, from this time till now, it's a long range of time. Okay? Not that God sacked them yesterday and today we are reading in Genesis 4. No, there is time range. So for all this time, God still visit man. There was a kind of relationship going on. Because if you look at the way Cain talked to Cain talked to God, it never suggested that Cain is seeing God for the first time. God didn't say, Cain, where is your brother? He said, hey, who am I talking to? Who are that? No, he talked back to him like somebody he knew. And he talked closely as somebody you have a good relationship with. I don't think you will talk to a stranger like that. Or even if you talk to a stranger like that, he's just living out his nature. It's normal. It's normal. You know. But yeah, you know, God asked them to bring sacrifice, which is supposed to be a sin offering. And this guy, Cain, went and brought crop sacrifice to the Lord. And Abel brought animal, and the Bible said the offering of Cain was not accepted by the Lord. I don't know whether it's in the scripture though, but when we were in Sunday school, we had a book. And they drew Cain and Abel and the sacrifice, and the smoke of Abel went straight into the sky. Do you also read those things? And that of Cain just scattered all over himself and all his just roaming on the earth. You know, he said it wasn't accepted. Well,
he slept with his all around the world.
It's just a way to paint the picture for you. But it's really misleading, you know. It's misleading. One went straight into the sky and the other one just scattered all around him. And he got upset. He smoked himself with the sacrifice. He was like, no, he can't continue to take this. So the Bible said, you know, he got upset. God came, and God didn't accept his sacrifice. So he asked, the way Bible put it, he said, you know, they went to the field. So in some Sunday school books, you see them, Cain asked Abel, let's go and play on the field. Not that they went to football field. They went to the field, as in they went to farm. Cain went to his farm to work there. And Abel went out with his flock to feed them. Just like, you know, how you follow cattle to the field to feed. That's what it means. Then Abel took his animals through Cain's farm. And some of the animals fed on Cain's crop. Already remember, there is a burning anger in there. So he got upset and they had a quarrel and he hit his brother's head with is it a hoe or something? He died. The book I'll give you, you'll see he didn't do it intentionally. He didn't do it intentionally. Later on, he regrets everything. But he only realized that the brother is dead. You cannot remember the first time seeing a dead person.
That is not way.
So he tried the brother waking up, he just couldn't wake up. And he don't know what to do with the situation. So he went home anyway. But that was what happened. That was what happened. So he killed the brother. And God came and asked, where is your brother? He said, well, I'm not my brother's keeper. And God said, well, why? Why is your, God talked about the offering. He says, sin is just lying at the door to consume you, and his desire is to consume you. It's the same word that God used, that the woman's desire shall be to his husband. The same word, desire. It means to have a dominion over you, a struggle for dominion. Sin is just at the door, and his purpose is to have dominion over you and to destroy you. So that went on and on. Let's go to Genesis 5. We get to Genesis 5. What do you see? You see, we give a little account of the creation again. It said when God, let me read Genesis 1 and 2. That is where we saw that when God created them. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generation of Adam. Sorry. Okay. This in the book. What is it? This is the book of the generation of Adam in the day that God created man. In the likeness of God, he made him. God is stressing that again. Verse 2, male and female created he them and blessed them and called their name Adam. So God called both of them Adam in the day when they were created. So life went on and on, Adam gave birth to Cain and Abel. Abel is gone. He's left with Cain. Cain went to build a city and began to afflict people. But all these things you read from Genesis 3, 4 into 5, even into 6. It is the only thing you have to look out for is the wickedness of man, or the effect of the fall taking place. You will see that wickedness is ongoing. That is what you have to look out for. The effect of the fall. So you will see everything being reported is evil. Cain and Abel, one killed the other. And that is reflecting the result of the fall. All right. One man called Lamech, the same thing. He married more than one wife, afflicted the wives, and he's happy. And he was even excited. He sang a song that, well, if Cain thought he was wicked, Lamech was 7 times wicked than he is. They are all reflecting the result of the fall. All right. So as much as you take the details of those stories, the main thing you have to look out for is the result of the fall. Man is really becoming more and more wicked. The fall was so massive that we never heard about Adam saying anything again. The man really fell, Adam really fell. He never said any, you never heard anything from Adam again. Whether he was able to teach his children or he wasn't able, nobody knew what happened to him again. The man really fell. So they gave birth again to Seth, and Seth came into the scene. And last time, one of our daughter taught us that every man on the surface of earth today is from Seth. All right, is from Seth. Well, there is this question that Cain went to marry and build a city. So where is Cain's wife? Like, who did Cain marry? Well, you should have get the answer by now. If you were listening carefully, you should have get the answer by now. I told you, these things were not happening in days. It is not 1 day thing. It is not 2 days thing. All right. There was a large range of years in between what we are reading. Like I told you before, the writer just wants us to have focus on only few things. So he left so many gaps. He jumped so many things. But Adam gave birth to women, to daughters as well. Adam gave birth to 3 sons and 2 daughters. 5 children. So by the time, the writer is focusing on Cain and Abel and all these people, those children are grown up, and they might have married each other. But you see, these are things you shouldn't even bother yourself thinking about. Wherever Cain's wife is coming from, forget about it. The most important thing is Christ has come, and we are saved.
Amen.
Yeah. But if you really, really want to know the answer, you wait. Not very long from now, we will get to heaven and we will ask Cain that question. And I'm sure he will help us with the answer. He will help us. I know. Cain is not wicked like you guys thought. He will tell us. That is if he is in heaven. Or, I don't know. If he is there, we will ask him. If he is not there, we will ask God. I think God will help us with that question. And then from there, we have this few little genealogy given there. Who gave birth to who, and who gave birth to who, and who gave birth to who. And we get to Genesis 6. Go to Genesis 6, maybe we just end it there. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So men began to multiply. And here the Bible used the term sons of God. Sons of God is mostly used in the scriptures as angels, for angels. And it is also sometimes used to refer to the human race, like sons of God. But here, it suggests more of they being angels, all right? Of they being angels. This class will help clarify so many things to you. So pay attention to them, to some of the things I'll be saying. And these sons of God, they came and they married daughters of men because they saw they were beautiful and they were fair. So a fair women being a problem is not starting from today. Fair women has always been a problem from Adam's days. You see, but thank God for the black beauty, for the black race. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's there. Bible said they were fair. And they took, I'm not sure they took the black ones, they took the fair ones for themselves. And they married them and they gave birth. So if these were angels, look at the product. The product would be an angel, a spirit being, and a human being giving birth. Automatically, if an angel marry the human race, there is something wrong. So such spirit beings must be in rebellion against God. So their children will be a product of a fallen angel and fallen man. Have you noticed that? Their product will be as a result of fallen angel and fallen man. So the Bible said they were the giants, But if you study this in context, let me also give something here, because there is a teaching here that I want us all to examine this time. So they gave birth, these angelic beings and man, daughters of men, gave birth. The reason why this is the work of Satan, because God prophesied that the son, the seed of the woman is coming. So they decided that these fallen angels, stirred by Satan or whatever, they came and married the daughters of men, and they were producing a different race. So now the purpose is, well, if that is the case, if you wipe the human race, then the seed will not come. So they were giving birth to giants, and the Bible said these giants became the people who rule in those days. Two things. There is a teaching that these are the sources of demons. That demons are the spirits of these giants who were produced from here. because when they died, when they were wiped out in the flood of Noah, they were half spirit, half human. So they couldn't go to heaven as though they were saved, or they also couldn't go to hell because they've sinned. Because hell was made for even maybe the fallen man and the fallen angels, but these ones are product of the angel and the man. So they said their spirits were left roaming around, and they are the demons. Listen very well. Two things to note here. The reason why they brought that theory that they are the demons is because of the crave for human body by demons. Demons always want to live in human body. And that was proposed from the fact that this group of people, since they were giants, they were once living in body. All right, they were once living in body, and they were deprived of their bodies. So they are always looking for bodies to function. If you look at the demonic, the principalities and those ones, they don't need body. They don't even want anybody's body. They function from wherever they are, from where they are. All right, they don't crave to live in any human body. You talk about rulers of darkness. They don't need human body to function. They operate the spiritual realm. But you see, demons always need human body. They want to enter either an animal, a human body, or any form of body in order to function. So this was proposed that because they were once in body, like those giants, they were once in body, and they were deprived of their bodies. That is why they crave for it. Now, if you are writing, make sure you write the right thing, because I'm explaining this thing to tell you something. Then, number two, it is also believed that, well, they didn't go to hell, and they also didn't go to heaven. So they were left roaming around. But you see, this is the point. The number of demons, the number of giants produced in those days, we have, I don't know which number to give. We have trillions of demons. According to the number of demons we have, I'm not sure that the human race at that time will be up to that number. So personally, I'm beginning to think demons should have another source and not from this source. Personally, I've never read this from anywhere. Everybody, where you read any article, you read every preaching you listen to, this is the source of demons you will find. But you see, I'm not sure it should be so. It's not that God doesn't have any place for them, so he left them roaming around. No, it shouldn't be so. Demons should have another source. Demons should have another source. And then also the picture is, since they were created, they were people stirred, produced from when Satan stirred those angels to marry daughters of men, and they are mainly for Satan, like they will be on Satan's side. That's why Satan, God uses Satan uses demons to do his work. But well, this is the theory of where demons come from. I don't know if you believe that. Praise God. It doesn't change demons' work. Neither does it change God's work. Whether you believe demons come from here or not, demons will not change. They will remain demons. And me, Naya, I will remain Naya. And you will remain yourself. God remains God. Everything else remains whatever it is. Whether you believe that demons don't come from here, that one also doesn't change anything.
Doesn't change yourself.
If you are fair, you remain fair. If you are dark, you remain dark. And there is nothing wrong with that. But you see, this is what I want you to see, that, if you listen to some of these things and you want this type of things are not necessary. So if you want to teach, you want to preach, focus on the things that are necessary. Don't teach these things for people to believe that, wow, you really know Bible theories. Wow, you even know sorts of demons. Teach important things that will help people. But yeah, there was giants in those days. And I want you to look at something. Verse 2. The sons of daughters, and they were fair, and they took verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, For that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 170 years. Before here, those of you who read, you notice that men were growing up to 800 years, 900 years, and those ones. Now, God shortened it to 170 for now. For now. Why? Because sin has increased. Always the human race, the number of years will shorten as sin increase. All right, as sin increase. So he shortened it to 170 for now. 120, he shortened it to 120. Verse 4, there were giants in the earth in those days. You see, if you read the verse 4 in connection to verse 2, I think it doesn't even really connect that these giants were as a result of the product of those fallen man and the fallen woman. If you read it very well, except the translation is not correct, maybe. But if you read it as it is translated here, it said there were giants also in those days. It didn't directly connect that the giants were the product of those. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't. Maybe except maybe I didn't read it well. If you read it well in context and you want to help us, you can help. But yeah, there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. So it could be that they are the products, maybe they are not the products, whichever. Let's keep moving. But you see, the Bible says something here that the giants in those days, they were the people of renown. I want to make a comment on this because, and I'll end with this. Something is still happening that most people are not aware of. Most people are not aware of. And that was the reason why this class was organized, so it can be revealed to you. Are you ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In the olden days, the giants were the renowned people. Those are physical giants, those who were tall, big, and strong. They rule the world. When they show up, everybody else scatter. Yes, the number of giants you have determine your political weapon. You remember the giant of God, right? Goliath.
Yes.
When he showed up, the army of Israel scattered, because Israel didn't have any giants. So everybody else vanished. When you hear Goliath was coming, what do you need? You balance fast before he reach you.
Give it to me.
They were the people who ruled the world in those days. We call them the physical giants. They were strong, they were big in size, and they were tall. They ruled the world in those days. Then, after a long time of their ruling, another set of giants came. They are the mental giants. Those who are mentally sound. They are not big, they are not strong, they are not tall, but mentally they are sound. And they took over the physical giants. So the giants were destroyed by the mental ones, by the mental giants. The physical giants were destroyed by the mental giants. So these mental giants came and they said, well, we are not going for physical strength. They went for guns. So as big, as tall as you are, they just give you one bullet and there you go. Talk about David, the originator of mental giants. They were mentally sound. And these mental giants are the ones. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was saying the mental giants are the one ruling the world today. So we have these giants coming out with the fastest of everything. Mentally sound. They are ruling the world today. So they come out with the fastest flight, fastest computer, fastest everything. And these mental giants are still ruling the world today. The more sound you are mentally, the greater your political power. So you see nations building weapons, nations building weapons, mentally sound, and they are doing this. So if a country is not mentally sound, well, they are going to be rolled over. When the mental giants showed up, they ran away, because now we don't have physical giants. The mental giants, they took away the physical giants. So now, even now, the latest, mental invention is bioweapons. Have you heard of that before?
Yes, sir.
The invention of viruses to fight for war, which coronavirus is one of them. It's a bioweapon. So when there is war, this country will just come and spray the virus, you breathe and you go. No more shooting. Because those days they manufactured missiles, but now they think, no, missiles will take too much time. For how many people can a missile kill? How many people can a bomb kill? But before, bomb used to be a big deal. But now bomb is nothing. Because there are countries now that can fire bomb in the sky, it won't even reach the ground. They found a cure for it. Now there are fire extinguishers now that bomb wouldn't destroy many, as it would have in those days. So mental giants are coming out with so many inventions now. They are the one ruling the world today. But they are not the final giants. The last set of giants are coming in. They are the spiritual giants. Those are the third set. And now God is preparing the spiritual giants. The preparation is ongoing. The world is going to have fastest products. A time is going to come when you will fly within minutes from your country to China. You will fly within minutes. A time is coming. A time is coming where you can go and have lunch in UK and come back within minutes. We are going to have this fastest flights, fastest flights. Talk about computers. A time is coming where one computer will control a continent. Only one computer we will need. Only one computer will do that work. We'll tackle security, we'll tackle finances, everything by one computer. A time is coming. That is the work of the mental giants. But you see, the spiritual giants, they will be much more faster. During the time of the spiritual giants, we don't have anything like, I'm going. No, you are there. You just, wherever you want to go, you just vanish and you appear. With the mental, you see, there is delay. You need to go to the airport. You need to go through your passport and check in. No. The spiritual giants, you just, we'll have only one language. I'm back. They will do everything faster than the mental giants will do. You say during the days of the physical giants, men never thought mental giants will ever come. Men never thought mental giants will ever come. Like it is today. Even now, I'm saying that spiritual giants are coming. Some of you are just listening to it as a fantasy, something to make the service nice. No, it is coming. And these spiritual giants will come and defeat the mental giants. I'm not talking about in the spirit. No, it is coming to this world. It is coming to this world. Mental giants came with bulletproofs, you wear it and no bullet touch you. No, the spiritual giants will come with our body like this. They shoot and it does not shoot. We are bulletproof. We won't come wearing anything. But bullets don't penetrate. Why? It is the days of the spiritual giants. And you see, God is making selection now. He's preparing people. Those are the reasons why, this type of class you are in right now, this is not the only one. Similar classes are going on in various parts of the world in preparation of these spiritual giants. A time is going to come when God will endure us with power from above. And we will do supernatural things that will blow the human mind. A time is going to come. The spiritual giants, they just know. They don't read to know. They know. They just know. We don't need lab confirmation. We just know. We just know. The mental giants, they have to study to know. The spiritual giants, they just know. So preparation is ongoing. Selection is ongoing. Which people are going to be players for these spiritual giants to be in this spiritual battle? Preparation is ongoing. So you see, when you have the opportunity to be in a class like this, sometimes you don't even know, some of you don't even know how you found yourself here. But you see, God is asking you, God is giving you the opportunity if you would like to be part. He's not going to impose it on anybody. Like we have the mental giants today. Every country is not sound mentally. It is those who decided to put in money, those who decided to put in effort, those who decided to kill themselves for it. They are the giants today. It's the same thing the spiritual giants are going to be. Those who put in effort, they are going to be the giants. Like many people will have the opportunity today. If they didn't put in the effort they are supposed to, they will be victims of the system, even though they once had the opportunity to be part of God's elect. And these spiritual giants, we will rule this world. I'm not talking about the millennium. We will rule this world. A time is coming where science will need advice from the spiritual giants, because their research will come to an end. The human knowledge will crash. Like already technology is failing. Medicine is failing. Everything else is already coming down. And it is time the mental giants will soon take over. The mental giants will soon take over. Then the world will experience a little grace period before its final destruction. This earth will be destroyed, right? Once again, it will now be completely destroyed. But before then, God is preparing the spiritual giants. And you need to be part. Because, this spiritual giant, you are either part or you are not. And if you are not part, you are going to be a victim. You are going to be a victim, which is already happening, It's already happening. Medicine has failed. So many things we have now, they are failing. They are failing. And that is for a purpose, so that the spiritual giants, you have the chance to step in. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, another day is over. We bless the Lord. We will end service here for today. If you have any questions, before then, were you blessed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So prepare. All right. But there was something I wanted to tell the ladies. I forgot. This wouldn't be nice at this point of the service. So we will say it another time. If I say it now, it will just destroy everything else. The build up. So we will say it another time. Don't say you will forget. No, I won't forget. Spiritual giants, we don't forget. You don't forget things. Me, I'm already a spiritual giant. I know. I just know by the Spirit. I know. I don't know about you. I'm talking for myself.
Me too. I don't know about
Everybody say Pastor knows by the Spirit. Say
I know
Pastor
by-
Naya knows by the Spirit.
I know by the Spirit.
Say Pastor Naya knows by the Spirit.
Pastor Naya and I know by the Spirit.
Don't add yourself. I said, say me. Me, I know by the Spirit. Confess for me.
I know by the Spirit.
I know by the Spirit.
I know.
I don't know about you.
You are jealous people. You are stealing my glory, my confession.
Sophia.
Okay. If you have any question, you can ask. If you have any question, you can ask. The next 3 minutes for question, then we will close. If you have any question, you can ask. No question. Some of you sent me question, but I'll just ask you wait and let the class move on a bit, because some of the things you are asking, because you read ahead of time, that's why you have those questions. So wait, when we'll discuss that area and still your question is not answered, then you can ask here in the meeting like this. So far what we've discussed, if you think your question is still not answered, ask now. Let me answer it now. But if we are not in that domain or where you found your question from, if we have not discussed that yet, you wait. And when we discuss it and it's still not answered,